Welcome to the Align Your Vibe podcast. I'm your host, Kelly Dawn, and on this show, we talk about all things mindset, energetics, playing with quantum, and really up-leveling your inner game so you can create the results that you want in your life and business. Ready to dive in? Let's go. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the show. Today's episode is for you if you are waiting to manifest something and you're telling yourself something like, I'll be happy once this thing happens. Like, I'll be happy once I hit my income goal, or I will feel more successful once I have a really big launch, or once I'm booked out with clients. If you're waiting for something to happen, if you're waiting for your manifestation to come into physical reality, and you're thinking that you can't experience a feeling or a way of being until then, today's episode is specifically for you. So what tends to happen when we are in this whole world of co-creating our reality, manifesting our next level, is that it's very easy to get clear on the vision of where we're going. And we hold that vision and we have these desires, and those things on their own, absolutely fabulous. What can happen though is that we tell ourselves that we're not going to be able to experience the happiness, the feeling of success, the fulfillment, the feeling of safety and security until we get that thing. I talk to so many people who think that once they make the money in their business, once they hit six figures or whatever the number is for them, then they're going to feel safe with money. Then they're going to feel successful. And they make that money, they hit that goal, and nothing changes. And there's this feeling of massive disappointment. I've been there myself. I had a money goal. It was up on a pedestal. I hit it and I felt absolutely nothing. And there's this big feeling of disappointment. It's like, I waited so long for this to manifest, and I could have been enjoying myself a whole lot more if I had have known that once I got there, it was really not going to be that big of a deal. This is why it's so important for us to be in the present moment. And when I used to hear this from meditation teachers and spiritual teachers, I kind of roll my eyes because I'm like, yeah. Power of now, in the present moment, I get it. It's important to be in your life instead of daydreaming, constantly putting yourself somewhere else and completely avoiding your current space because you think that that somewhere else is better. Now, I'm all for daydreaming. I'm all for having a clear vision. But there's so much magic that happens in the present moment. And the reason why that is because time isn't even a thing. Time is just this man-made construct that we decided to create once upon a time, right? Once upon a time. But it doesn't even exist. The only moment we have is the moment that we're in right now. And so what we want to do when we're manifesting our next level in our life and our business is know where we're going, have that vision, hold that vision, and be in the energy of that vision being a done fucking deal as much as possible. But then when you're in your day-to-day life, doing your day-to-day things, hanging out the laundry, cooking dinner, being on social media, doing your Instagram stories, whatever it is, whenever you are going throughout your day, the work is to be there, like be in the energy of things are already done. I already have everything I desire. I already have everything I need. Everything is already taken care of. So now that that's done, now that I don't have to stress about anything, now that I don't have to worry about anything manifesting, what's going on right now? How do I want to feel right now? If everything was already done, if your big picture vision, if your next level money goal, if whatever it is that you have on your vision board, if all of that stuff, if all of those experiences, they were already a done deal, locked in, there's no chance in hell that they can't not manifest, what would you be feeling? What energy would you be in? As you were going through your day-to-day, would you be really sinking deeper into gratitude for everything that you're in right now? Because the thing is, you're never going to have this moment again. And I talk to so many business owners who are at the earlier stage, and this can happen when you're further along as well, but they'll say things like, I'm making 5K a month and that's all well and good, but I really want to grow to 7 figures. I want this big business. I want a team. I want this done. I want that done. And all of those things are absolutely fantastic. But you're never going to be at the stage in your business where you are right now. Again, you're never going to be that solopreneur making 2K a month or 5K a month, dealing with all of the things that go along with that. Once you scale, once you're at 7 figures, you're going to look back and think, holy shit, I wish I was just more there. It's the same thing with relationships. You guys know I love to make comparisons. Say if you're with someone and you want to get married, you see them as a long-term partner, and that's like a locked and loaded kind of vision that you have. Both you and your partner, totally on board for that. But you're still in the dating stage. Maybe you've been together for a year or two, and you know you want to spend the rest of your life with this person, but maybe you're planning the wedding. Maybe you want to do a destination wedding a year or two from now, whatever it is. Imagine if you just kind of put everything on hold and said to your partner, you know what, you're great and all, but I'm going to be really happy with this relationship once we're married. Until then, meh, I'm not really feeling it. Not really feeling you. Not really feeling the vibe of this whole relationship. I'll talk to you, and I'll be into you once we're married. That would be ridiculous. But that's what we do so often with our manifestations, especially when it comes to business and money. We end up completely bypassing where we are right now, thinking that where we're going is going to be so much better. But the problem is, once we get where we're going, there's going to be a point beyond that. And if we get in this mode of constantly chasing goals and chasing goals and chasing goals without ever enjoying the journey, without ever enjoying where we are in the present moment, we're going to reach our goals, but it's going to feel like shit. And we're always going to have to keep going and going and going and going, chasing a feeling. It's really similar to chasing a high. If you've ever done drugs before, if you've ever been addicted to something like a substance, you know what it's like. You're constantly chasing that next high, thinking it's going to give you something, and you get there and it doesn't give you a fucking thing. All it does is give you a hunger for more. And it's the same thing when we're chasing money. What we want to do is be in the present moment. And there's so much magic about being right here and right now, because right here, this very millisecond is where creation is happening. Right now, it's not happening anywhere else. There's nothing else other than what you're experiencing right now. There is nothing else. The future that you're envisioning, that you're journaling about, that's not someplace far off in the distance. That's not somewhere over the rainbow. That's here and now. It's just that what needs to happen is energetically you need to align to that, and the physical takes a little bit to catch up sometimes. That's why we can't just snap our fingers and have $1 million. It doesn't mean that's not available. It just means that we need to align ourselves. And as physical beings, that can take a little bit of time. That can look like a lot of effort sometimes. That can look like 3 months. That can look like 3 years. It really depends on how aligned we are to the goal. But it's in the very present moment that you're in right now that everything is being created. And this is so fucking cool, because this means that if you don't like what's going on in your bank account, if you don't like what's going on in your business, if you don't like what's going on in your life, you can start changing it immediately. And you get to change that right now by thinking a different way. All you have to do is start thinking thoughts that are aligned with where you want to go. And this is why I say we need to be in the present moment while still holding the vision of where we're going. We don't just completely let life take us around on a little ride without having any intention behind what we're doing, unless that feels really good for you, of course. But I'm all about creating the reality that I want to be experiencing, so I do like to have a little bit of control. I like to have a little bit of intention behind the thoughts that I'm thinking. But if there's a different reality that you want to be experiencing, there's no person in the sky saying, oh, you know what? Sarah can have that, but not for another 6 months. No, she can't have that for another 6 months. Then we're going to give her the 10K month. Then we're going to give her the 30K month. It doesn't work like that, which I'm sure you know, right? I'm sure you know that's not really how it works. But a lot of us who grow up thinking that time is real, and we grow up thinking that this current reality that we see right in front of us, meaning what's going on in our business, what's going on in our bank accounts, what's going on in our life, we think that's all there is. And it's not. What you're experiencing right now is simply a reflection of what you were thinking and doing in the past. It's a reflection of what was going on within you internally in the perceived past. Again, past, present, future, all kind of one big thing. But right here and right now is where things can shift. Things can change. And so coming back to holding the vision, if everything was already done, if the money was in your bank account, if the launch went the way that you wanted it to, if you already had everything that you think you need right now to feel a certain way, be a certain way, how would you be being right now? And you have the power to be that way right now without your circumstances changing. And this is the trap. This is the human trap that so many people fall into when they're stuck in that matrix way of being. They think that once their circumstances change, then they're going to change. And I think it was Jim Carrey who said something like, I wish everyone could be rich just so they know, or just so they can understand that that's not the thing that's going to make them happy. And I'm sure I butchered that quote, as I like to do, but it's so true. Like, I remember thinking, as soon as I hit that goal, as soon as I make X number of dollars, everything's going to change. I'm going to feel so different. And no, it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. And to go back to our relationship example, maybe you're single right now and you're thinking, oh man, as soon as I meet my soulmate, as soon as I lock things in with the partner of my dreams, everything's going to change. I'm going to be so much happier. Well, yeah, you're going to be happier with certain things. Like, you have a partner around, you're getting laid all the time, things are pretty good. You have someone to go to movies with, but you also have a relationship to navigate through. And that brings on a whole bunch of different challenges. So what we want to do is enjoy where we are, be in the now, whatever it is you're doing. If you're listening to this and driving your kids to soccer practice, you will never, ever, ever have another moment just like this. Not like this. You might drive them to future soccer practices, but it will never be the same as the one today, ever. The same thing right now, if you're hanging out with your pets, maybe you're walking your dog, maybe you're, cuddling with your cat, there is never, ever, ever going to be another moment like this ever. And I hate to get all morbid on you guys, but the truth is, we don't know when we're leaving this planet. None of us have any clue when it's our time to go. And if you wait to be happy, if you wait to feel a certain way, thinking that I need to have X number of dollars in the bank beforehand, I need to have this happening in my life, I need to have that happening in my business, then I'm going to feel a certain way. You are robbing yourself of life. You are robbing yourself of the life you've been given. Okay. Let's do a little recap. So what we want to be doing is knowing where we're going. I'm all about having a powerful, compelling vision for what it is you want to create in your life and in your business. Getting into the feeling of what that's going to be like. And if you're listening to this and you're saying, well, I know, but I don't know how to feel it because I've never had it before. You have the ability to feel anything. And if you've ever watched a movie before, you know this. If you've ever watched a horror movie, if you've ever watched a romantic movie that makes you cry, you can feel things without experiencing them yourself. Well, you are kind of experiencing them yourself, but I mean, you're watching other people have experiences. So you can do that. I love watching movies. I love listening to music to get me into a certain frequency. Another thing I love to do is journal and visualize to get myself over to that place of like, oh, well, what would it be like if I was doing X, Y, and Z all day? So do your best to get into the feeling. And usually these feelings, they're happiness, they're peace, it's joy, it's gratitude. It's not anything you've never felt before. So just get into that space. And this is where it gets kind of tricky because people are like, well, I know, but how can I feel that way when this is happening right now in my current reality? You pretend. And this is the whole fake it till you make it thing. And I don't love that phrase because you're not faking anything, you're choosing. You're choosing the reality that you want to be in and you're acting accordingly as if it's already a done deal. You get to choose how you feel. You always have the power to do that. That doesn't mean that you don't have human things that happen. That doesn't mean that you can't feel certain things that are like quote unquote low vibe. That's all bullshit. You can feel whatever you want to feel, but then you always get to decide how you want to feel next. So you have your vision, you know where you're going, you're feeling all the things, you're putting yourself over there. And then as you're going through your day, you're immersing yourself in the present moment with so much gratitude and so much love for the now that your manifestation can't not come true because you become fucking magnetic. You're not clinging on to the past. You're not allowing yourself to dwell in shame or guilt or resentment or anything else like that because you're so in the present moment. And then you're still holding the vision for where you're going. So you have that direction, you have that pull of where you're going, but you're not telling yourself stories like, I'm going to be happy once I'm there. And until then, I can't be happy, right? You're not doing that to yourself. You're allowing yourself to just be where you are and enjoy the beauty of being a human in this very present moment. All right, you guys, that is what I have for you for today's episode. As far as offers go, The Ignite Your Business course is open for enrollment. This is my self-study course where I teach you how to blend strategy, mindset, and energetics so you can go full-time in your business, create 5-figure months, and spend your days doing what you absolutely love. If you have an online service-based business, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to go from zero to fully booked out in a way that feels good for you. Because I don't do cookie cutter formulas. I do believe there are certain things that you need to have in place as you're running your business. There needs to be some sort of how, there needs to be some sort of strategy. But what that looks like is really up to you. It's really up to you because you want to be building a business that feels as good as possible as often as possible. And in this program, I teach you how. So I will put the link to that in the notes below. And if you're desiring one-to-one support, if you're like, yeah, group programs, absolutely amazing, but I'm the type of person who wants someone with me like once a week on a call, I want Voxer access, I want that high level of support, reach out on Instagram at I am Kelly Dawn, and we can have a quick chat about working together privately. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you in the next episode.